The XC40 is an absolute powerhouse. Built by Phase One, it's designed to deliver unparalleled image quality with stunning medium format detail and dramatic range. This camera does not just capture the moment, it captures it with precision, clarity, depth. It tells the whole story more than other cameras. The touchscreen is very responsive and works well with gloves on. And what really hits me first off is just the less gear I need to carry. I don't even need my big backpack anymore. I don't need to really carry filters, maybe just a gradient ND and a polarizer. That's it. Everything else can be done with this back, and I don't need extra lenses because the idea of this, the 150 megapixel, I can just crop in instead of zooming in or changing lenses. I can just crop in and still have a ton of megapixel. So I'm very impressed with that. The other thing I absolutely love about this camera is the frame averaging. But as of right now, the two minor negative, our battery, and looking at the screen all the time, those are minimal compared to the pluses of this camera so far. I'm so excited. We're gonna do a little bit more time here in Zion, then we're gonna head to the Grand Canyon. Okay, now for the elephant in the room. I've been avoiding this. This camera cost 60,000 US dollars, thereabout, for this setup. Now, I consider myself a true professional. This is what I do for a living. This is gonna be a huge investment. Now that I have this camera, I can't really see myself without it. I gotta figure out a way to obtain this camera. I don't know how, but I'll have to figure it out. And when you break it all down, the build quality, the image quality, how long this is gonna last, and it's at its peak, even if something better does come out, do you really need it? Why do you need a 200, 300, 400 megapixel camera? You don't. Things could change. Technology always changes. For now, I think this is the pinnacle. You're not gonna need anything more. Use it. This could be your last camera you ever need, with also the help of a DSLR, a little 35mm on the side for a little bit quicker shooting. Good morning. It is day 3 out here in Utah, and man, it's been cold. Last night was pretty rough. Got down in the teens and the wind was howling all night long. Even though I was in my truck, the wind, long night. So we're gonna head off to the Grand Canyon here soon. I just wanted to come check out the rest of Zion that I haven't seen here this trip while I'm up here. So we're up at stop 9 at the very top. And I'm just doing some quick shots here on the river. Had some fun playing with the camera. Just quick little stuff. I don't have much time. I want to get to the Grand Canyon for sunset. So just playing around a little bit. But here we go. So we just arrived here at the Grand Canyon. It took a lot longer than I expected. A lot of road construction during the off season here. But anyway, this helped me recognize how quickly for a medium format, this camera can be set up. And that can be the difference of getting the shot or not. So easy, quick to set up, put it on go, sun's going down, running lake like I was today, hit it, and we're gonna get a beautiful sunset in this beautiful, beautiful location. Good morning, welcome to sunrise at the Grand Canyon. God, I just put my hood up, but then you couldn't hear the audio. It is freezing, it's in the single digits, and this is a good test for the camera. Let's see how well the camera can handle these freezing temperatures, see how long the battery lasts, and hopefully we'll get a decent sunrise. This is what I feel this camera was built for. With this 40mm lens and its compact design and setup, easy use, is for stuff like this. You're on the side of a cliff, you need to capture everything in eye view. The 40mm lens will do that for you. If you do want to crop in to down to the Colorado River or points like that, you can just do it in post and still have enough megapixel to print these out pretty large. It is 4 till 7, so sunrise is in 15 minutes. Yeah, here we go. No, the camera's working great. Sorry, it's hard to think. It's so cold out here. Camera's working great. I've taken 6 shots. Battery's still reading full charged. My other batteries, I had to switch out my lavalier mics because they keep dying on me. This might be interesting. This might be the last you see of me before everything just dies. But you can't beat this view. This is just absolutely epic. Okay, the weather has changed. I'm gonna go do some scouting and I'm gonna try something new. I feel naked without my backpack of camera gear. This is all I'm taking. And now I'm realizing this is all I need with this new Phase One XC40 camera. It's got everything built in. I don't need all the filters. I just need my tripod and the camera, and I can cover pretty much 95, let's go. 95% of all of my photography needs with just this bag. And that's pretty impressive. That's gonna make things a lot easier and lighter, especially with this heat, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, if you follow my channel, you know I talk a lot about how my gear needs to be tough, robust, and resilient at the same time. Hence the Rolex tool watches. Those are pretty much the only watches I have found that can handle this 7-8 degrees this morning. Now it's reading 72 degrees, but in the sun, it's a lot harder. It's 80, it's hot. I mean, I'm wearing this and this is getting too hot for me. For gear to put up with those huge fluctuations in temperature is a testament to how well designed and built they are. The camera, the Phase One, I've had no problems with. It worked great this morning at cold weather. And even surprisingly, I've been talking about it throughout this video. I wouldn't call it an issue. Issue is too strong a word. But the batteries, it goes through batteries pretty quickly. The batteries are actually pretty robust from what I'm finding here. Yes, they will drain if you're on the screen a lot, but due to freezing cold temperatures, sub-zero temperatures, they're not that bad. I've had my Nikon out in similar situations, and those batteries, I would have to take 5 or 6 shots, switch it out, put it against my body, warm it up, and just keep switching out. The Phase One had no issues this morning. Neither did it have in Zion when it was a little bit warmer, but we were out a lot longer. We were out for hours at a time. Again, my Nikon had problems with that. The Phase did not. So that's a testament to how well built the Phase batteries are. Okay, gotta take a little break. Sorry about the exposure here. I know there's not much shade here in the Grand Canyon, but I need a break. Plus, sorry about that. I think I'm coming down with the flu. Okay, anyway though, expedition update. A lot has happened. I went scouting for about an hour or two. Didn't find much. The main problem I'm having, the storm that was forecasted to hit us, or at least skirt alongside of the Grand Canyon, has stayed to the west. Weather changes, obviously. So the weather's not quite cooperating for photography. I think I might hang out here the rest of the day, have a beer, relax a little bit, catch up on some sleep, get some good food, get some nice warm food, spoil myself a little bit, and go into the Grand Canyon Village to get myself a dinner. And then tomorrow morning, I think I'll head down to Yosemite. They're getting weather right now. I'll enjoy the sun while I can, but I can't photograph with just direct sun and no clouds. So we'll head on down to Yosemite. Another thing to update you on, I'm really frustrated with myself. I'm having battery issues with all my gear. The camera is fine. I brought a bunch of those. Those are doing fine. As long as I stay off the screen, I can save them. This cold weather though, I've been burning through batteries, and me being an idiot, my little adapter that I plug into my truck to charge my Goal Zero battery broke. and I only have one. So 1 is none, 2 is 1 kind of thing. And now I can't charge batteries. I'm trying to use a solar panel. The only problem is the campsite is actually in shade, pretty much all in shade, and I can't get direct sun, not enough. Even if I plug it into my truck, it would take 5 or 6 hours to charge up this battery. With the solar panel, it's telling me like 2 or 3 days. So I can't charge any batteries. So that's a little bit of a hiccup. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I might get a hotel room. We'll see if I can walk in to see what the pricing's like, get a hotel room, charge everything up, because as of right now, these are my last batteries for the video camera. My lavaliers are on the, I hope it's still recording actually. These are on their last few bar, or their last single bar. They're almost done. I got to figure out a way to charge them, but I have about 6 or 7 just dead batteries right now that even when I warmed them back up, the cold just kind of froze them and they're dead. So camera gear, those have been tough enough. The watch obviously is fine. It's mechanical, so it charges by my movement. Another reason why I don't trust quartz batteries or batteries in my watches. I just trust the mechanics of a mechanical watch. As I move, it charges the watch. So there's been no issue there. All the other issues, just me being an idiot and not having a backup of something. And now that could be 100, 200, hell, we're in the Grand Canyon. That could be a $300 mistake if I have to get a hotel to charge stuff, because it's gonna take me all night to charge all these batteries, plus let alone the battery, the Goal Zero itself, that's gonna take 6 or 7 hours. Okay, let's go figure out what we're doing next. Even though the weather's not quite coming together, I'm at the Grand Canyon and I'm a photographer, so I'm gonna get out and take a shot. And from that scouting I did, I actually found a pretty unique little spot. This angle I feel really shows the complexity of the Grand Canyon. The foreground, the newer, what happened, maybe 1 million or 2 years ago, don't quote me on the numbers. And then the background, way back, happened hundreds of millions of years ago. I think this is kind of a fun, interesting shot. So let's see how the lighting plays out. The light, I'm timing the light here in the foreground with the light in the background, how far the shadows are moving in a certain amount of time to see how it's going to be lit when the sun is setting. So this could be a pretty fun shot actually. Now with this camera, you don't really need long exposures with the frame averaging, but I just wanted to check it out because who knows in the future if you do need that, or I would need that. So I hung out for about just over 50 minutes after sunset and took this shot, and I took the ISO up to 320 just to get a decent exposure and did a 15-second long exposure. So we'll check this out when we get back to the studio, see how it holds up, see if there's any noise. Quick status update, I'm currently leaving the Grand Canyon heading for Yosemite National Park. The storm that didn't quite hit the Grand Canyon is just sitting on Yosemite, so we're head down there. So I did decide just to get a hotel room in Yosemite National Park. It's raining and I need to charge all my batteries because the cold has just zapped all the batteries. I got nothing. I made a calculated risk this last night and used my portable car jumping battery. And that has even lost a little bit of juice because of the cold, but I decided, okay, calculated risk, let's use that to at least charge my cell phone. So this morning I had power for my cell phone to at least get a little bit of video for you guys. And it was an amazing sunrise. I got a great shot. I'm excited about that, leaving on a high note. So I decided to come out for one last sunrise before I left, and it was a beautiful sunrise. I got nothing else to say after that. And now let's just do what, I don't know how long it's gonna be, 8, 9, something like that, down to Yosemite. The problem is you can't cut straight there. With the new snowfall, I gotta go around and come back. So it might be a long day, but let's enjoy it. It's a beautiful drive, most of it, until you hit the desert, but I'll enjoy nevertheless, and we'll see. I'm excited to see what Yosemite holds. And since I am leaving the park earlier than planned, it's a Saturday today. This will allow me to run by on my way to Yosemite. There's an art showing, a formal event that I can now attend that I wasn't originally going to. So I switched my XC40 back to the bracelet. So now it's a little bit more dressy, so I can wear that into the event. And I'm starting to think that's kind of the way to do this. Instead of having multiple watches, just have a nice Artman strap for when you're doing rugged stuff, when you're sweaty and everything like that. But for the formal events, just have the bracelet on the side, and it takes, what, a minute or two just to switch them in and out. That might be the way to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like what you saw, make sure to give us a thumbs up. Want to see more? Make sure to subscribe. Thanks again. Cheers. So I have arrived at Yosemite. The weather promised rain. It is raining.